Hey everybody, it's Saturday and that means that once again it's time to unlock this vault of useless information and here are some of Jack's interesting facts. Now this week I'm going to be talking to you about some stories behind popular songs. Now everybody loves music no matter what kind you like, whether it's rock or pop or rap or rhythm and blues or whatever it is. You all have your favorite songs, but some of these songs have some very interesting stories either within or behind them. And we're going to talk about a few of those this week. Now, I want to start out with the song that got me first thinking about this particular topic. I've heard the song for about 37 years. It came out in 1983, and the song is Total Eclipse of the Heart. Now, whenever I have listened to this song, I always just heard a nice, pleasant little love song. You know, it's good enough, kind of a cool song, but never really thought much more about it. And it was about a year ago that I found out this song is actually about vampires. It's true, I never would have imagined this. The song was actually originally titled Vampires in Love, and it was intended to be a song from a new movie coming out, a musical version of Nosferatu. Yeah, and sticking with songs that we would have never imagined what they were really about, Ticket to Ride by the Beatles. Now this seems like such a nice, wholesome song for the time, you know, the earlier 1960s, mid-1960s, before the whole free love and hippie movement. But this song is anything but wholesome. Now, the Beatles have gone on record as saying this song is actually about prostitution and visiting prostitutes. True. Now, the fact is, at the time in Hamburg, Germany, it was required that prostitutes had to go to a doctor and get a clean bill of health to show that they were disease-free, that they had no illnesses, no sicknesses that they could pass on to their potential customers. And if they got a clean bill of health, the doctors would give them a card that they then showed these potential customers, and it was essentially them giving the customers a ticket to ride, as it were. Yeah. Now, another song that has an interesting kind of meaning that we don't generally think about, an interesting story behind it. Now, it's right there in the song, but we don't think about it. Now, this is a major rock anthem that most people have heard at one time or another, and it's Detroit Rock City by Kiss. Now, we all hear the song, and we hear the whole, you know, get up, everybody's going to leave their seat, get down, everybody's going to move their feet, or however it goes, you know, and we get all jammed, you know, get all pumped up, excited. The fact of the matter is this song was written about a fan of the band that was killed driving on the way to a concert. Now, if you listen to the words, you can hear this in there. You know, it talks, first he drinks and then he smokes and talks about, like, you know, look out, there's no time to turn, and he crashes into the back of the truck. And the fact of the matter is they were having a concert in Charlotte, North Carolina, and a fan, you know, got drunk, had a little too much to smoke, you know, and got in an accident on the way to the concert. They heard about this and actually wrote a song about it. Now, a song that's even crazier is the background behind Jump by Van Halen. But you know what? I'm not going to tell you that one because when I heard it, it actually ruined the song for me forever. If you want to look it up, go ahead, but I'm going to let that one sit. But continuing right along, another song that has an interesting background is Dude Looks Like a Lady by Aerosmith. Now, Aerosmith had been around for quite a while at this point in the mid-'80s. They've been come up through the 70s with hits like Dream On and all these other big songs they'd had over the years, and they got to be friends with other rock bands coming up throughout the years, and one night they started partying with Motley Crue. And one thing that really struck them as funny is how often the members of Motley Crue would say the word dude. They said, like, the beginning of every sentence, it was dude this, and hey dude that, and dude, dude, dude. And then at one point, some members of the band were checking out this blonde woman across the room who turned around and turned out to be Vince Neil. Now that's one interesting story about that, and that's what Nikki Sixx, that's what that's what Nikki Sixx claims is the story behind it. Now, there is a different story that Steven Tyler gives. Steven Tyler says that he and Vince Neil were out doing kind of a bar crawl thing, going from bar to bar. They wound up in a gay bar and were surprised at how many of the dudes looked like a lady. But either way, whichever story is actually true, they are both interesting and I like them. And I'm going to close this out with a little story by about Michael Jackson and probably his biggest hit, or one of his biggest hits, Billie Jean. Definitely one of his earliest hits off the Thriller album. Now, this isn't so much about the song itself as it is about something that happened when the song was being created. Now, Michael has said on numerous occasions he can always tell when a song is going to be a hit, and as soon as he wrote and started hearing the beat of Billie Jean in his head, he knew this was going to be a monster hit. Of course, he was right about that. But as the tracks were recorded and he was listening to them for the first time, he was driving his car down the highway, and he got so into the song, enjoying it so much, that he did not even realize that his car had caught on fire. I mean, the car probably would have exploded, or he could have been burnt up and badly marred, whatever it may be, if it weren't for the fact that a motorcyclist was driving by, saw the car on fire, and had to flag him down and had to tell him, your car is on fire. He was so into the song, he had no idea. Well, that's it for this week. We'll see you again next week when we talk about some more of Jack's interesting facts. Hope you enjoyed the show. Take a minute to like, to share, to subscribe, to do all the things you're supposed to do with a YouTube show. You know how it goes. And I will see you again next Saturday. Bye now.